Okay. Just the county commissioners?
Yes,
meeting?
yes. We'll call it, right? There you go. VSO report.
I move we approve the BFT report for April 2026.
I will second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the VSO report for April of 2026. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Moving on to action items. Consider ratifying Alan Stump Chair's signature on the quarterly reimbursement for emergency management.
I would move that we ratify Chairman Stump's signature on the quarterly reimbursement for emergency management.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to ratify my signature as chair on the quarterly reimbursement for emergency management. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Consider ratifying Alan Stump Chair's signature on the JBBS contract amendment.
I'll move we approve Alan's, well, I'll move we ratify Alan Stump's signature on the JBBS contract and amendment.
I will second.
Been moved and seconded to approve my signature as chair on the JBBS contract amendment. All those, or any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Consider ratifying Alan Stump Chair's signature on the renewal of county health, dental, and vision insurance for July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027.
I would make that motion that we ratify Chairman Stump's signature on the renewal of county health, dental, and vision insurance for July 1st of 2026 through June 30th of 2027.
I would second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to ratify my signature as chair on the renewal of county health, dental, and vision insurance for July 1, 2026 to June 30, 2027. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. We have already done number 4.
So I think
It's
we did it.
ratifying and is that totally different?
No, it was the same report. I think we were supposed to do it as a ratification, not an
Okay.
approval.
Yeah,
So do we need to redo that motion on the VSO
We
report?
need to retract the first one.
Yeah, so I would just withdraw your motion and then make a new motion.
Okay, I think I'm the one who made that motion, so I'll withdraw that motion of the VSO report.
Okay, I'll second.
been moved and seconded to withdraw the previous motion to approve the BSO report. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Now consider ratifying Alan Stump's signature on the April BSO report.
I would move that we ratify Alan Stump's signature on the April VSO contract report.
I'll second.
So it has been moved and seconded to ratify my signature on the April VSO report. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Consider approval and authorization for commissioner signatures on the certification funds for social services expenditures totaling $13,259.76 for May. Any discussion?
I'll make that motion that we approve, the authorization of commissioner signatures on the certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling $13,259.76 for May.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the authorization for commissioner signatures on the certification of funds for social services expenditures totaling $13,259.76 for May. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. You have one, or actually, I've got it here. Get them all together.
That's the whole packet.
Yeah, there's notes there already. Okay, consider approval of right-of-way permit number 0420 ROW 05 for Jasper Hoffman on County Road KK, 1/4 mile west of County Road 15, and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign.
Okay, did you look at this one? Do
I did, yeah.
you wanna tell the board about it?
Yeah, so basically it's for a water line for irrigation water. And he'll go across County Road KK with 15-inch PVC pipe.
Okay,
You know the thickness of that pipe,
I don't actually.
probably at least 80. Okay, I will move, we approve the right of way permit for 0420-ROW-05 for Jasper Hoffman on County Road KK, which is 1/4 mile west of County Road 15, and authorize Alan Stump chair to sign that.
I will second.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to approve the right of way permit. 0420 ROW 05 for Jasper Hoffman. On County Road KK, 1/4 mile west of County Road 15. And authorize myself as chair to sign. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Do public comment and then we'll move into.
And then, yeah, we can recess, until 10.
Alright. So. Any members of the public? Have any comments?
Well, I'm just a member of the public. I don't have any comments. I'm just here to see like my first level of government at work. So I became familiar with the website, I have some questions, but not at this time. I'd like to just actually see you all, as you would say, doing business discussion. But I know you have your discussion meetings. These are the actual commission meetings. So I just want to see who's making those decisions, who's writing the letters, who's representing us. So I'm here for that. And I know from the city side that I guess that the only time comments or questions are allowed is during that few minutes of public. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you pose questions in that manner, so that we have a few minutes, then are you expect an answer at that time, or we come back later and if I'm asking you questions that you might not, specific questions about the financial reports and the budget. Do I just pose those since there's only allowed so many minutes? I don't get how you interact with the public when you only have 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You can come in and interact with us anytime as well. You don't have.
When you're in the office? Okay,
Yeah, you can,
All right.
absolutely.
all right,
So you
so
can-
that's, because you were kind of sort of hard to find, quite frankly. And I mean, no, seriously, on the web, there's no, I didn't know basement, the elevator. I mean, it took me, I'm sorry, I apologize for being late, but I really couldn't find you. I thought you'd be more in an open, I don't know, just didn't figure you'd be in the basement of the courthouse.
Yeah,
That's all.
we're stuck down here.
No, and it's not stuck, because this is a great building, but that might be something I put on your web, just beside, and I noticed that you do Zoom. Is that just for your partners,
No, this is.
government partners?
yeah. So this is put out to the public as well. The public can zoom in.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
anybody could.
Anybody can. Yes.
Gotcha.
So on our website where we post our agenda on the calendar, there's actually a link for that Zoom. that you
I
can-
saw that. I didn't know if that was for your public as well.
Absolutely.
So do you interact on that 4 minutes? You could do it by Zoom?
You can. During that time frame of public comment, you can make comments through the.
Okay, all right. So now I know I already used my minute, but might I ask who these, I know you three are the commissioners. Who are the other people here?
I'm the county administrator. My name's Wick Turner.
No, yeah, so that was one of the PDs I was wanting to find out about. And you, Matt?
I'm Rose Puglisi, I'm the county attorney.
Uh-huh,
And I'm Toby Wright, I'm the deputy clerk.
gotcha. Deputy clerk. Thank you very much.
And this gentleman here,
I'm Brian Martin. I'm the land use coordinator.
For the county.
Yes,
And that PD is stated as such, land use
coordinator.
coordinator. I didn't see that on
And
the
I didn't catch, what was your name?
Yeah.
Harry Bewley Jeffries.
Okay.
Retired, family's been here. But I only returned to here about 4 years ago. And the way things are now, so I am being a government employee myself my entire life, I have a very vested interest. I just thought I wouldn't have to be so active, but yeah, so that's who I am, just a resident of the city and the county.
Well, thank you for coming today.
always welcome
Well, that's good to hear.
members of the community to
Cool, I
come
know.
in and see how things are done, so.
Okay.
Thank you for coming,
Mhm.
commenting.
Alan, since we've got some time, Brian and I have some questions on the 1041 so that we can bring it to planning commission next week. Can we do that now? Yeah.
Well, did we
When
want to
you're-
check and make sure?
Yes, when you're done. I'm sorry.
Do we have any comments from public online? Hearing none. I guess. We can,
Moving to our attorney's update or deductions.
So,
yeah, that's fine.
all right.
I think he went to grab something.
Oh.
I think he was ready to do that conversation right at the moment, so. he's
Okay,
grabbing his.
we'll give him a second.
Yeah, he left his paperwork here, so.
So. Okay. Awesome. And on,
Right, if you want to sit up in one of these seats up here, you're welcome to, so that way we can
Okay.
interact with you.
I just wanted to make sure you have that for today, because they're
Yeah.
good.
I come to every meeting. Without a fail.
All right, so it's been a little bit, so we'll do a recap at the end, but. So basically, Brian and I are gonna present to planning commission next week, the 1041 regulations and land use, amendments that they proposed. We're gonna work to set the public hearing, their agenda item for the 20th is to set the public hearing. And then Brian and I will work on getting the notice in the paper and all of the things that we need to do. But I want to at least go through it with them, and they've got lots of questions, but there were a couple of unanswered questions I had from all of you because we didn't have that much time that day. So, and now that we have Brian, I want to kind of catch him up too. And he's been really great to work with. He's been super eager, so I really appreciate that. So one of the things that you asked me to do that I then pawned off to Bri was to get setbacks for all the surrounding counties on their renewable energy projects. So that you all could not decide, but give some direction as to what you'd like to see for setbacks. Bri, do you wanna present just a couple options for them?
Yeah, so. Basically what I done is just looked at what all the or most of the surrounding counties have as far as go, and. They're all pretty well laid out as far as their renewable energy goes for their. Wind energy facilities and solar and battery energy as well. And. Really across the board, a lot of them are pretty similar. I mean, I didn't notice very many major differences between any of them, but.
We had in ours, we'll start with wind. The options I gave you to consider were between 750 and 1,000 feet from the residents of the participating landowner, so they're part of the project. Brian, do you have any recommendations from them based on what you saw? 1,000 seems pretty standard.
Yeah, based on what I saw, I think 1,000 is pretty standard.
I know that if you get into, if you run with the 2.5 times tip height. And the height these things are getting to, that puts you up 1,500 to 1,800 feet. And I know some people are going to that. But I don't know whether it's necessary or not. That's,
Do the heights vary?
yes,
I believe so, yeah.
Okay,
They can vary tremendously, so it depends on manufacturer. Vestas has two different sizes they put on land. Some of the other companies, GE Towers, every manufacturer has a couple different sizes and none of them are built identically the same.
they're actually getting up to like 750 plus feet on tip height anymore, so.
Yeah. And for this one, for the participating landowner, so it's on their property, we have 750 to 1,000 feet or 2 times the tip height, whichever is greater. And then it can be waived. We have 2.5 times the tip height for the non-participating, so your neighbor who's not getting the benefit. Yeah, at least that's the way I wrote it. It's all up to you all, but that's the
Well,
way I
they,
wrote it.
like, they can always go to the 2 times, and if they're happy, then they can waive that and.
Yeah, no, I think that sounds good, and it's a very common how all the surrounding counties are doing it, so I think we need to keep it in line with.
So would you like 1,000 feet?
I think that'd be sufficient.
Me too.
Okay. Perfect. And then on a non-occupied structure or public road. So like, I don't know, something on farm property that nobody lives in, barn or. Bri, what do the surrounding counties have for that one? A non-occupied structure or public road?
So Lincoln County is 500 foot,
Logan is 1.5 times the height, I think, so it says.
For a non-occupied structure or for a house?
Well, that's public roads, highways, railroads.
But they doesn't have for the unoccupied.
yeah, and each county was listed a little different as well,
Yeah,
as far as their wording goes.
Yeah. I think 500 feet is enough. I think the average I saw was between 500 and 1,000.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
So it depends if you want to go on the lower end or higher end. Now, of course, we're gonna be taking public comments and all sorts of other things. I think that's gonna change, but we need a starting point.
Yeah, I think the 500 feet is looking pretty normal for our surrounding counties, and I think that would probably be a sufficient one to start the talk conversations.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again, this is just direction, and no decisions have been made today, right? For public and everybody that knows. These are just conversations. All right. Noise, the noise is pretty standard. I highlighted it just to give it to you all, but it's pretty standard.
It's amazing that they can get it down that low.
Right? And wind and solar are a little bit different. Wind is obviously a little noisier
Yeah,
than solar.
But still.
Yeah.
Particularly from where they started, let's put it that way.
Agreed, and technology keeps changing, so. The one question I do have on this one, are you okay with so if a company gets so Brian's gonna get a complaint about noise from a neighbor, about the wind. And, are you okay with them doing an internal study to confirm the amount of the noise, or do you want a third party study?
Back when I was running sound audits and stuff out at the prison, and we had another facility come in, okay? But we still, it was an internal audit.
Most counties do it internal. I do have a couple of counties who prefer to do it external, so it's really.
I'm okay with the internal as long as there's always that option that if there's
Yeah.
somebody's unhappy with something or a dispute with it, then it can always go to that third
Yeah.
party, but I think starting with an internal is a good
Yeah.
starting point.
My wife's family lives in Iowa and I'm just talking about these wind turbine companies. They paid all the landowners within a certain distance, a certain amount when they did that. Of course, the population's more condensed back there. There's a lot more, even in the rural areas, there's a house on every corner just about, so. I mean, I don't know. I'm just bringing that up. That's what they do back there, so.
Yeah.
I think most of these companies come in and they try to take care of the property owners that are around them. They seem to like,
It's in their best interest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, so now we're gonna move on to solar.
One thing I found interesting, Kyle County, it's almost overkill, looks to me like the distance. Did you notice that?
Kiowa's been really interesting. I think, they've been kind of inundated with lawsuits from the renewable energy companies over their codes. They've made some drastic changes. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's based on some of those conversations.
If you look at Prowler's, they're only 300 feet,
Mhm.
and Kiowa's 1,320 feet.
Yeah,
So that's quite a difference.
it
And that's-
is quite a difference.
Actually, I was in the Springs yesterday, and I don't know if we lived up there, you probably saw it. South along the interstate there, about where Academy comes out, there's a solar farm right up against the interstate.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. I wrote Prowers, 1041s for renewable. I did not write Kiowa's, so, It just depends, I mean, really truly, it depends on just how much you wanna work with the industry.
Yeah.
But a lot of that's gonna be determined by the landowners as well.
That's what
right?
I was thinking
Yeah.
now, like, this is kind of minimal regulations that we're putting in, but it's really that agreement they made with the landowner on,
That's right.
if they even get to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then we've got solar. I wanna start with the setbacks, and then I have a couple of questions just to reconfirm so that Bri also hears. All right, setbacks for solar, anywhere between 300 and 1,000 feet from the participating landowner.
I feel like if they're the participating landowner, they're gonna tell them what they're comfortable with anyway, so if we set it at the 300 and say it needs to be at least 300 feet away, I think that's sufficient. And then there's always those negotiations that are gonna happen with, no, I don't want it that close, I want it out here, and,
Yeah.
I think, what is it, 50 decibels on the, for the nighttime, basically. And, I mean, you have to, I mean,
Especially on solar.
50 is quiet. You do not realize how quiet 50 decibels is.
you know, the sensitivity of the ear.
And this can be waived to 100 feet by the participating landowner if they want to.
So if if they didn't care if it was up closer, then they can do that.
Okay. What do you guys think, 300? You wanna start there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's funny, I mean, it's almost a property right.
That, I know, that's what I feel like, but if we have something that we're starting with, it gives our planning commission conversation to start with talking and then figuring out what our community wants to, we can always. Like, once we hear all the discussion with it, we can make changes, it's a good starting point.
Great. And then should we just keep consistent the 300 from the non-occupied structure or road?
I think so.
And then a non-participating landowner, anywhere between 500 and 1,000.
Well, if I was the neighbor, I would want it as far away as possible, but I don't know, I sometimes you might restrict. People putting in solar farms if you do make it. Too far away, I don't know.
You said the 500 to 1,000 is the kind of average. We can set it at 750 and then see where the conversations go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Noise, same thing. All right, okay, so then I wanna go back to the beginning for a sec. Non-commercial, so they're putting it on their own house, and they're not selling it back to the grid. Is it use by right, pretty much in all of your zoning districts? Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not selling it for commercial.
Right.
They're returning it into the grid, their excess.
Yeah.
But it's
Like you
been
pretty much
personally.
set up, so.
Okay. And then I have properties under 5 acres is a use for commercial purposes. Under 5 acres is just a special review.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have that in all zoning districts. And then over 5 acres, so here's something, since I drafted this, and we're actually changing it in Proverbs too, so. It used to be where you would make them go for, if it's over 5 acres, there's many bigger companies, you make them go for a special use permit and a 1041. But counties are starting to get away from that because it's just double review basically. So the way I wrote it was that way, but we're gonna change it in Prowers too, and the surrounding counties are all changing it to go to just 1041. Because you still have all of the requirements of the SUP, but then you're just adding whatever your 1041 is.
Mhm.
And then they don't have to do duplicate processes. So if you guys are okay with that, when I work on it this weekend, I'm gonna I'll just move a lot of this, at least the commercial part, so commercial over 5 acres, I'm gonna move those to the 1041s. And then, the special use permit will only be for under 5 acres for commercial. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me,
Stay,
yeah.
stay consistent with the other counties probably.
Yeah, we're all moving in that direction.
And there's no reason to be doing twice the work.
That's
for
what
the
they
same
said.
thing.
It's hard enough getting through the one time.
Right, exactly, exactly. Okay, and then I wanted to reconfirm these with you. So I had done that memo, and Ryan, I'll share this with you too, about fees. Did you, if I remember correctly, you were gonna follow what Prowers did, which was a $2,500 application fee, $10,000 permit fee on both wind and solar. And then, do you guys have sales and use tax?
Yeah, that's 1%.
Okay, and then 1% sales and use. So you'll still, so you'll get a lot of it from, you probably won't get as much from the sale because most of it gets imported in, but you will from use.
The plus, but also the fact that a lot of the renewable energy items get exempted from sales and use tax.
That's right.
Or it's on the state. The
Yeah,
state
yeah,
is
that's not county.
You all told me not to.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, and Brian, I'll send this to you too, there's like a whole memo from the state, so the state said, we're not gonna charge sales or use tax, or basically sales tax, I don't think they have use tax, sales tax on, any components for renewable. But counties, you can decide if you want to do that or not. All of my counties said, no, absolutely, we're gonna continue to charge it, even if the state doesn't. But I'll get you that
That
memo.
was- that was one of the big problems Kiowa had, I think, was they did not have a sales and use tax, so they were relying totally on the fees. And
Yes, impact fee, so they
Yeah.
had a permit fee, an application fee, an impact fee, but no sales and use tax. And they were like, you can't have all these fees, you're
Yeah.
just paying these people to death,
But
so.
the state can do it to us, but the counties can't.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, I'm not, yeah, I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I don't think we should be feeding people to death, but it's just
Yeah.
very interesting to hear the mindset when it doesn't apply to them.
So then they got sued, and it was a really horrific lawsuit, and then they had to do some adjustments, but, if you all have use tax, sales and use tax, you're gonna make it up on that way. So was that okay, the 2,500 and the 10,000? And we also have language in there that says if, we have to use consultants, which, so we did in Prowers, and it has been amazing, because I'm not an environmental expert, right, neither is Bri. So when there's, a part that talks about impact analysis, so baseline of where they started, right, because we have to know what that looks like for re-veg and decommissioning. But like cultural species and, all of, the prairie chicken and all of those things. I'm not an expert in any of that, Brian's not an expert unless your degree was in that.
Not yet, by the time we're done with them, no.
So, we hire an environmental consultant in Prowers that does that part of it and looks at that part and has that expertise. You guys also have an agronomist, and we would use the agronomist, as well to help us with that. But we wanna make sure those fees get compensated, so if this doesn't, if the $10,000 and the 2,500 doesn't cover, we have, language in there that says we can pay for consultants and the applicant has to reimburse us, and we work with them to do that.
Sure.
We're not gonna have them charge exorbitant fees, but the county, the whole premise is that the county is never out money for a 1041 permit.
Yeah.
All of that should be falling on the applicant, so making sure that you all are protected, and we have language in there that you can get those fees reimbursed is really important. So, okay, so.
Yeah, that, the fees will probably be changed down the road by different set of commissioners, so,
And the way I wrote this originally, and I'm gonna change this to, I actually have the fees within the 1041 and the special use. I'm gonna do a fee schedule instead. You're gonna adopt that by resolution. So when it's ready to be adopted, you'll do your 1041 regulations, adopt those. In addition to what you already have on water. I didn't touch any of those.
Right.
And then you're gonna have your land use amendments. And then a fee schedule. And we'll look at the fees too on the land use side, because at the little bit I looked, it looks super low. And so I think you all need to maybe consider that too. So I'll do two resolutions, one for the 1041 fees, because then you can just change it by resolution. If you change your land use regulations or your 1041s, you have to do it by public hearing, posting, notice, all of those things. Whereas changing the fees is just a commission resolution. So I'm gonna move all of that to a fee schedule. And then I'm gonna give you some options, and then actually I'll probably work on this, look at just what other counties are doing on the land use side. But you guys are super ridiculously low. Like when he said $50, I was like, okay, we need to really be looking at this maybe a little bit different. And again, like you wanna work with your landowners, but
Absolutely, but that's not,
yeah.
I don't
So
think any of this has been updated in a very, very long time, so we just need to bring it to where it's in line with.
It's kind of like the master plan that was done back in 1997, so.
yes, and then we'll say that's where I draw the line. I don't do plans, but we really should look at getting some grant money from the state to get you updated. Okay, so now we have these. I think that might be all that I needed. And like I said, Bry's gonna be working with me on all of these great things. And learn by doing. Okay. And then we did a moratorium. Was that for data centers? Or was?
No, that was for wind and solar.
Yeah.
All of this.
Yep.
So I'm gonna put forward another resolution for data centers.
Okay.
Because the rumor mill is, there's some that might be coming. I don't know where they're getting this water from, because you guys, nobody has water, but they may be coming. And so I started doing moratoriums for all my counties.
Just to give us time to
Give us time.
all of this stuff in place.
And data centers are getting a lot more pushback from the public than they used to. They automatically just went right through, and now. There was one county in Kansas, or a city in Kansas, that they evidently had it in the gym, and they had to pull out the bleachers in order to make room for it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
And my problem is I just don't know enough about it, so I've got to like learn about it and then try to figure out how to do your regulations. And not that Logan County has some, Wells County has some, it's not like I don't have a base to work from, but I don't understand it, so I need to learn about it. So I'm just saying, let's just put the moratorium, let's get through this part first.
Yeah.
And then we can start, maybe that bigger project that I work on, to start doing some research on data centers and let us know what that all looks like and how much water it really takes, because some people say that's just rumor mill about the water, but then some people say.
There's a lot of these places are mandating that they put them on a closed loop. But again, in order to get all the cooling done, I think you'd have to have a very large loop.
Great, well, those are all the questions I had. Like I said, I'm gonna work with Bri, we're gonna get this, I'm gonna work on it this weekend and then get it over to planning commission. We'll get it posted and all of those things, and then continue to move forward. So my hope is if they hear it in June, that you all hear it July, August at the latest. I take very seriously some of your developers who have been very anxiously awaiting to happen. So, I think we just barrel forward.
I think we're in a good place now. We just, like you said, we need to get it presented to planning commission and
Move it through the process.
get all the information to be able to finish it.
Right. Okay. That
On
is.
your,
Uh-huh.
on your actual writings, I noticed on like page 5 for the wind,
Mm-hmm. Doing some typos.
you had evidently you just did a hunt or a search on Powers and replace. Well, they misspelled power, there's Powers,
Oh.
Powers, so it says Powers, and let's see what page, yeah.
Well, okay.
Page 5, 11, or line 11, or section 11.
All right. You call it that. Yes. No.
I got 11 in parentheses. There.
Oh goodness, thank you. I will fix those. Page 11, you said?
Yeah,
I need to,
no, page 5.
Oh.
Page 5.
I need to add page numbers to these, like about page numbers. Okay. It was,
Section 11, because I got 11 in parentheses, so. There, I mentioned.
you know, 11. I will look for it.
Okay,
And you said it was power.
yeah,
I see. Okay, thank you, Alan.
and then on the battery storage. On page 4. Setbacks. Section 4, everything else is 100 feet, and all of a sudden here we've got 10 feet.
Oh,
Okay. Wondering if that was a mistype or whatever. I think it was setback from a road, from a private road or whatever.
well, and most of these battery storage ones are gonna be in conjunction with a project. Most of them are not city ones, but, yes, I will look for that. And I will let you know.
Get back talking about setbacks on battery power, right? And lean toward the maximums from some that they had one, a car deal, I guess, up in around Denver somewhere, and all they can do is throw a blanket over it and get it out of the way.
So for setbacks on that one, I have no less than 150 feet from the residence of the participating landowner, waived to 100. No less than 100 from a non-occupied structure. Not less than 300 from the residence of the non-participating landowner. And then I have no less than 10 feet from a public right of way.
Okay,
So
so,
you want to
so the
increase that?
no, I just wanna be sure we were.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be.
If that's what most of them are, then that's doable, I guess, so.
Yeah.
I just didn't want us to get in the middle of one and all of a sudden we have to deal with it.
No,
Well, that's supposed to be 100, not 10.
no, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that one is 10, because you all.
Okay.
Perfect. And I might add some, other, the battery storage. I've been talking to some emergency managers just about what they need. So I might tweak a little bit of that language in there to just add extra protections. Especially on the fire side.
A lot of room to fight potential fires.
Yeah, sure, especially as tribes, we all are. Right?
Yeah.
That's, I think that makes it extra scary right now.
Perfect. That's all I have. All right, do you have any questions?
Not right now, anyways.
Not put that on the spot. No, he's been doing great. Just dive right in, right? What
Yeah.
about, I mean, it's easy to read all of this stuff, but none of it like work makes any sense unless you have to actually use it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
might as well practice.
Yeah, I've been learning a lot
Yeah.
and you've been a lot of help too, so.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
I enjoy teaching.
And we appreciate all of you
Yeah.
and the hard work
Yeah.
you're putting in to be able to do all this and help the county out. So the more we understand it, the better we're gonna make decisions about it. So.
Yeah, agreed. So that's all I have on that, and we'll get those over to Brian and to the planning commission, and then we'll start getting through.
Okay.
I don't know, Regan must not on that, she might be on, but I don't see her on there. Okay, anything else you all have for me? ball field IGA. On a different note.
Yeah, so I had read through it and I had talked to the mayor because there was a couple of things that he had specifically said that he wanted changed in there, and then they sent us the red line from his attorney. And it didn't have those things, and so I called him and I told him, I was like, hey, I need you to know that these things that you specified to me that you wanted changed weren't changed. So then he sent out another one, was it?
Yesterday.
Wait, yeah,
After
it
the
was
meeting, it
yesterday.
was after their meeting.
Yeah, it was yesterday or late Tuesday evening that there was another one sent out that he said he thought it had the corrected red lines from his attorney. So I don't know if they ended up putting it into their meeting and going through that or not. I think if we look through it and just either say we're okay with those changes, or if we have a little tweaking we need to do still, they can get it onto their next meeting to be voted on, was my understanding. If they didn't already do it, I don't know, but they already did.
I just needed to confirm, and I was gonna ask Wick, so, you know, when I looked, they're the ones, or somebody were the ones who drafted the original. And so when I got it, I made my changes, the ones that we talked about, making sure that they can't budgetarily obligate you all and all of those things. So I put those in a red line. Originally, Wick sent me back from the mayor, my same red line, and I was like, so do you accept my changes, or like, what does this mean?
Okay.
Then it was, the mayor wanted changes that didn't actually happen. And then I got another version yesterday with blue, right? So mine's in red and then their attorney's is in blue.
Okay.
One of the things he changed were in his original document that had nothing to do with ours. But I'm still unclear, maybe we can ask later today, but I'm still unclear, did they accept my changes or not?
So my understanding from the mayor was yes, that they were good with everything that was in there. Their attorney just had a couple little tweaks that they wanted to do.
And his things were super superficial, like nothing crazy.
Right, that's what I thought too when I was looking at it. I was like, I don't see anything that I have issues with here. So we just need a clarification from them today on whether or not they actually ran it through their meeting or if it's gonna be on their next meeting. So,
Okay.
which I think we have a work session with them this afternoon, probably can get clarification on. Are we good to finalize this, do a final version that actually goes before all the boards?
And again, I want you all to sign last.
Right.
Okay. We're talking about the ball field and where we were on that. Is there anything else that we have or you guys have on your list? Wick and I have talked about policies and significant changes that need to be made there. I think one of the things, I'm gonna give Wick kind of a sample of something I'm working on right now, but for you all, and I think Wick is what your benefits are. What is your benefit policy? What do you want that to be? So I think you all need to make decisions on what that looks like so that I can. Yep. So I would say that's your part, because everything else, like I'm going through a rewrite right now in Powers. Everything else is statute, right? I'm basically putting in statute, so that part's not easy, but it's like not hard, right? It's the benefits part, the things that are very specific to you all that I need to know, so I can write that. But I think that it's my priority. I have your grant policy, that's gonna be super easy. I'm almost done with that one. I'm concerned about your current state of your human resource policy. And would like to prioritize that.
We started on that in 2023.
Yeah.
And I think we got about a third of the way through it. And then we lost our administrator. And so there were other issues that.
Yeah, lost the bottom of the pile, right?
Yeah.
I know I would agree that that is definitely a priority for all of us too, is to be working through and getting those policies updated and in place to where we feel we're in a good position to make decisions and everybody knows this is the standard, this is how we're doing things, and to make it clear to everybody.
And we have some new employees who are now like in positions, you know, this department has those positions. Who've never had to go through some of the HR stuff, and we don't really have a good guide for them to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So let's give them some good tools so that they can make good decisions.
Absolutely.
And again, end of summer is my lofty goal of getting all of this stuff done. And then we can just work on just normal everyday things. That's the priority for sure.
Thank you.
All right. believe I will take a pit stop here.
That's So I will motion that we recess the meeting, until 10 o'clock.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to recess our meeting until 10 o'clock. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Or not yet.
So,
Motion to reconvene the commissioners meeting.
Second.
been moved and seconded to reconvene the commissioners meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. The next item is number 8. Consider an executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402-4E. Determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategies for negotiations, and instructing negotiators in connection with the Arkansas River Farms LLC, ARF, and the Lower Arkansas Water Management Association, LAMA, 1041 permit, BOCC resolution 2018-5 as amended. So.
So I would move that we enter into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402-4E, determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategies for negotiations, and instructing negotiators in connection with the Arkansas River Farms LLC, Lower Arkansas Water Management Association, 1041 permit, Board of County Commissioner Resolution 2018-5 as amended.
Second.
And then you have to do a roll call.
Okay. So it's been moved and seconded to consider or to go into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402-4E, determining positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing strategies for negotiations, and instructing negotiators in connection with the Arkansas River Farms LLC, ARF, and Lower Arkansas Water Management Association, LAMA, 1041 permit, BOCC resolution 2018-5 as amended.
Stump,
Aye.
Hemphill,
Alright.
Stover. Aye.
And then Alan's gonna read the announcement 1.
Okay. It is May the 14th. Time is 10:08. For the record, my name is Alan Stump, and I am the presiding officer. As required by the open meetings law, this executive session is being electronically recorded. Also present at this executive session are the following persons.
Now, do I need to leave now?
Yes, please.
No. And are these all from the Lower Arkansas Water Valley people?
Well,
Okay.
ARF and law.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us today.
And then we're gonna,
Shut the door.
yeah, and we're gonna stop the recording. That recording, and then
Do we
we
wanna-
have Toby's
Do
recording.
we want to get everybody's names on record before we stop?
We can, yeah, I just, that recording is for the outside, Toby's recording is gonna stay on.
Okay.
And so I wanna make sure I have Toby's in the minutes.
Okay, all right.
I think. So having stop session. We'll let you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Let's stop.
Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate the time.
Would you like this closed again, Rose, when we're out?
If you don't mind, there's nobody out there, right?
No, there's nobody.
Okay,
It's up
yeah,
to you.
no, I can close it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Don't wanna forget that. You're gonna never get that.
Okay. So, there you go. to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Next item is consider an executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6402 4B related to the Arkansas River Farms LLC, ARC, or Arkansas Water Management Association, LAMA, 1041 permit, BOCC resolution 2018-5 as amended.
And if the commissioners want, since it's the same section of statute, we can do part one and part two, so you don't have to come out and come back in. So we could do part one, is our llama, and then part two would be just the llama. And then it just saves you from going back in and out.
Okay.
So you can read that second, if you wanna do it that way, you can read that second one as a part two.
Do we see do that as a motion?
Item number 10, 9 and 10 both, okay.
Yeah, and so you can just do one motion to go into executive session, part one, part two.
Okay, so,
So if you could read number 10 as well.
okay. Consider an executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-402 4B related to updates on the the Lower Arkansas Management Association Water Court case number 19CW 3036.
Go right ahead.
I'll make the motion that we enter into executive session pursuant to CRS 24-6-4024B. Part one will be related to the Arkansas River Farms LLC Lower Arkansas Water Management Association 1041 permit, Board of County Commissioner Resolution 2018-5 as amended. And then the second part will be related to updates on the Lower Arkansas Water Management Association Water Court case number 19CW 3036.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to go into executive session. Aye.
Yeah, aye.
Still good.
Aye.
So you recording?
This recording reflects. Okay. I hereby attest that this recording reflects the actual contents of the discussion at the executive session and has been made to satisfy the recording requirements of the open meetings law. For the record, if any person who participated in the executive session believes that any substantial discussion of any matters not included in the motion to go into the executive session occurred during the executive session, or that any improper action occurred during the executive session in violation of the open meetings law, I would ask that you please state your concerns for the record at this time. Hearing none, I will hand the tape to the secretary to retain for a 90-day period. The time is now 11 or 12:39. 11:39. And we now conclude the executive session and return to the open meeting.
Sign off. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because
Aye.
they're gonna do a motion to adjourn.
Right. Any further business? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Good, moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. Meeting adjourned.
So, okay, the re-veg bill takes effect January